Alright, hey guys, it is Chris here again with another video, and in this video today we have the last and official update about Sears' bankruptcy. Sears has basically reached a deal with Chairman Eddie Lampert to save the company and roughly 400 stores, which is 50,000 jobs. So the key points in this article are going to be Sears Holdings reaches a roughly $5 billion deal with its chairman, Eddie Lampert, according to a person familiar with the situation. So this basically deal is going to keep the 400 stores in operation. So basically, Sears lives on to another day, and there's Eddie Lampert, as we all know. So basically, midday Tuesday, billionaire Eddie Lampert's efforts to keep Sears alive were dead. Lawmakers and bankers who have been held up in offices of Wally and Gostel and manages on Fifth Avenue to work a deal between Lampert and Sears Holdings were resigned to the reality that the company would liquidate, and Sears chairman's efforts to save 50,000 jobs would have been for naught. So basically, everybody said in that yeah, this was the end for Sears, and Sears Holdings basically at first denied Eddie Lampert's deal, which as a result basically got Sears into the brink of liquidation, but fortunately, there were too many sticking points, according to people who spoke on the condition of anonymity because the information was confidential. So basically, everybody at first were like, "Oh yeah, this is the end of Sears," and then Eddie Lampert came up with the deal of $5 billion offer that Lampert was making through an outflight of his hedge fund, which is ESL Investments, wasn't large enough to cover all the company's administrative expenses, like vendor payments and advisory fees. Sears unsecured creditors and had virtually argued that since day one against Lampert's offers to receive the retailer. Basically, Sears was going against Eddie Lampert because of how much he destroyed the company and forced many of the Sears stores to close. So basically, they were not going to take his offer bid. But basically, the offer relied on a $1.3 billion so-called credit bill, meaning the deal is funded in part by forgiving debt owed to ESL. Sears' unsecured creditors have objected to its use. Sears called up the bankruptcy judge to share the news, but whatever judge's name, Robert Darren, didn't accept it. The person said he told Sears and ESL to give it another go. So basically, he said, well, yeah, let's give Sears a chance, because basically, I guess the judge cared about saving the jobs with Sears. So he basically said, okay, let's give Sears Holdings and ESL Investments another go. And he basically opened up the opportunity for 50,000 jobs, as many of the media outlets basically said this is the end for Sears. Sears will be shutting down all their stores, but I guess everybody thought wrong about Sears. And honestly, a lot of people were like, oh yeah, this is the end of Sears. And then, then we all took a step back and said, whoa. We're not so sure if this is the end for Sears or not. So now we realized that Eddie Lampert reached a deal with Sears Holdings to save the company. So basically, there was a chance to save thousands of jobs, and then they should try to figure out how to do so by midnight. And basically, Sears and ESL lawyers hunkered down again, and his advisors through the offices meetings with Sears restructuring committee and ESL. But by midnight came and went, and 2 a.m. after hours of gamemanship and negotiations, Sears and ESL Investments finally reached a deal. ESL agreed to boost its offer deal by about $150 million, putting the full bid slightly over $5.2 billion, the people said, and keeping the company from shutting about 400 stores. Lampert found yet one more rabbit to pull out of the hat, with a seemingly infinite capacity of bunnies. So basically, Eddie Lampert was this guy who basically came out and said, listen, I've got this much money from ESL Investments, and I want to put it towards Sears. And basically, Sears Holdings said, yes, we'll accept your offer. And basically, Eddie Lampert saved Sears. But apparently, neither Sears nor ESL Investments are out of the woods yet. Sears' unsecured creditors are opposed to the bill. People familiar with the situations. They said there may be claims against Sears deals done under Lampert as CEO and largest shareholder. So basically, the deals which began right around the 2012-2014 period, which included Sears' spinoff of Land's End in 2014. And by the way, Land's End has a store now at the outlets of Bergen Town Center since the closing of Sears at Paramus Park. And of course, its transactions with Surteach Growth Properties, which basically owns a couple of Sears stores across New Jersey, which included the former Watchung location, Willowbrook, Nanuet, Freehold they own, and many others to name. I don't want to go down the list. So that's with that. So if the unsecured creditors firmly object to bid, the bankruptcy judge would need to discuss assets of their claim at a hearing on February 1st at the New York State Bankruptcy Court in White Plains, which ironically there is a Sears store in White Plains. Lampert needs Drain's approval for the bid to be official. Such lawsuits and pursue are not typical of bankruptcies. In a situation as trying as Sears, however, it is possible that the unsecured creditors believe they can squeeze more out of Sears through its liquidation than through a sale to Lampert. As part of the deal struck in the early hours, ESL Investments is offering $335 million to settle those claims, the person said. It is unlikely that the unsecured creditors will be the very least push for more settlement money from Lampert. The unsecured creditors have 8 days to object the bid. Sears then has 2 days to offer up a response. A spokesman from ESL declined to comment. And then this basically just says the owner of Sears, Kmart and Sears, had filed for bankruptcy in October, and Lampert's bid was the only one that would have kept it alive. So basically, Eddie Lampert was the only solution to Sears' bankruptcy of being kept alive. The internal offer started at $4.4 billion and then was sweetened to a more than $5 billion through the weeks of negotiation. It had strong bargaining tools that it could save up to 50,000 jobs and create infrastructure to support the continued operations of its business like Sears Home Services. Even if Sears emerges from bankruptcy, it will need to address its challenges that led to its downfall. So they will need to restructure the company, maybe downsize some of the Sears stores, maybe only keep the successful Sears businesses. We'll just have to wait and see about that one. ESL has said that it is buying only Sears profitable stores as a whole. The company hasn't turned a profit since 2010. So Sears is basically they're buying the 400 profitable Sears stores left. So basically that So ESL. My apologies, guys. So basically, ESL has said it's only buying the Sears profitable stores, but as a whole, the company hasn't turned a profit since 2010, which is from now 9 years ago. Sears has operated about 700 stores and had more than $7 billion in assets when it filed for bankruptcy, making it the biggest series of retail bankruptcies in recent years. It has shrunk its store footprint to a little over 400 through multiple rounds of closures. It could not immediately be determined whether Lampert's bid will be able to save the remaining stores. Lack of investment has left the stores largely neglected, and as a result, the retailer has lost relevancy with its customers. Sears is competing with well-capitalized competitors like Walmart and Target, which have been beaten Sears over the years by pouring money into private label brands, while also offering goods at an affordable price. Those retailers also investing in technology like delivery that it is more difficult for a smaller, more contrast player like Sears. Amazon, in the meantime, continues to dominate retail, claims membership negotiation that are willing to overlook margins. An economic slowdown in 2019, some analysts are expecting. The retailer whose improvements products are closely tied to refurbishing was ultimately hurt by the Great Recession. So this just talks about retailers in bankruptcy. So yes, this basically states that Sears is saved. There is a couple of things that still need to be worked out, but it looks like as of right now, Sears will be saved. There just is a few more things that have to be worked out, and Sears could very well be saved by the beginning of next month. So we will just have to wait and see what is in store for Sears. And if there's any more news about Sears, guys, I will be making more videos about that. And I do apologize about how late this video was, but I had a lot of stuff going on today, so that's why I'm just getting around to this just now. So anyways, guys, I know this was a long video. Thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure to check the link in the description below if you'd like to see the article. And anyways, guys, thank you again for watching this video. Hope you enjoyed this video, and that's it.